Hello guys and dolls, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a review and swatch fest and demo of the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, as well as a couple of the other items from this collection. I do want to let you guys know that these were all sent to me by Too Faced. When this originally launched, I didn't pick up the palette because I was then and am now in a headspace where I don't want to pick up limited edition items if they are not something that's extremely amazing. If it's not something that I just can't live without, then I will live without it, because I have a lot of makeup. For one, that's a big part of it. Like, I literally have tons of makeup, but also I don't like buying things that are limited edition that you guys can't get later, because then I can't use them in tutorials. And at this point, I mostly buy makeup. I do buy it for my own pleasure, but I also buy a lot of makeup to share with you guys. So if it's something that I can only share with you guys as like a palette of the week kind of thing, I'm usually not interested. So when they relaunched this, and of course they sent it to me, so it was already in my hands anyway, I still didn't review it at first because there was a lot of negative opinions surrounding it, and I just was like, I just didn't need that in my life at the time that it was first, when it was first delivered. And then recently I was cleaning out my dining room and I found the box of all the stuff, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a chance. If I don't like it, I don't even have to talk about it, because at this point the relaunch has already happened and whatever. I played around with the palette yesterday, and I gotta tell you guys, I really like it. I was really, really impressed with it. The colors in this palette immediately speak to me. They're warm colors, there's purples, there's beautiful like shimmery, gold type colors. The highlights in it are great. I mean, really, what's not to love? The only real things that sort of are like a call out to me, or something that like, I don't know how, I'm kind of conflicted about it, because it's like not necessarily a bad thing, but in my mind I'm like, I feel like overall the eyeshadows in this are very silky. They're incredibly silky, and that's actually a good thing. They blend really well, but they can go muddy because they're so silky, so you have to be careful not to over blend them and not blend too many colors together that are really opposing. For that reason, I had to do my makeup a little bit differently. You guys know that I normally apply my like crease transitional color first and then go in with the darker color on top of it. Today I had to go in with the darkest color and then just go in with the lighter color. And really, that's fine. I mean, a lot of people do their makeup like that. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But when I did it the other way, the way I normally do it, became very muddy, so I had to take it off and try it again. But overall, I still really like the palette. It's just something to keep in mind in terms of, you might need to, depending on how you apply your eyeshadow in the first place, you might need to modify the way that you do it. Is this super highly original? Maybe not. Is it gimmicky? Yes. Do you probably already have colors like this in your collection? Probably. Do I still like it? Yeah, I do, because I love the scent of the peach. I love the way the palette looks. I think it's adorable. This is what I like about makeup, when it's just sort of playful and fun, and maybe you do have things that are kind of like this, and maybe you don't need to purchase it. You can just use this as inspiration for something else. So, or like, kind of pull out similar colors from your collection if you'd like. But I do enjoy this, and it's definitely one that I will use in the future. I will definitely even go to it to use certain colors in this palette that I just really, really like. Peaches and Cream, Georgia, Luscious, White Peach, Cobbler, Just Peachy, Candied Peach, Bellini, Peach Pit. Those are all colors that I really, really like. Even Nectar, actually. I really, really like them for their texture or for their color or whatever. So I will actually use this palette when I'm not like going specifically for this palette, if that makes sense. Speaking of which, I did add a little bit of a brighter purple into the crease today, because I do feel like this palette needs, it's one thing that I probably would have done if this was my palette. I would have had a brighter purple included. I know purples are so hard, but I feel like you have these two darker colors, and they could have maybe just figured out somewhere in between these, because Tempting is more of like a green dark black, and then Talk Derby to me is a purple black. They could have maybe skipped Tempting and instead have a really bright purple, and then that would have been super awesome. And for today's like sort of bruised peach look that I did, I used a little bit of Sugar Pills Poison Plum. At the very, very end of the video, I show the full tutorial. All the photos that you see on social media are without Poison Plum, but I decided to throw it on because I can't help it. I need that bright purple. So I want to show you guys swatches of all of the eyeshadows in here. I think that the swatches alone kind of speak for themselves, so let's go ahead and do that now. Alright, so we're going to get started with the top three colors here. I'm going to go in with Just Peachy, Nectar, and White Peach. Georgia, Cobbler, and Luscious. Georgia's not really showing up. It's a very light transitional shade. It's actually quite nice, but it looks pretty pathetic in the swatch. Next we have Caramelized, Candied Peach, and Just Peachy. Then we have Puree, Blaney, and Bless Her Heart. Summer Yum, Peach Pit, and Tempting. Oh, those are all really great, right? Bam! That's a great... Ooh, Tempting is really beautiful. Peach Pit I already knew I liked, but wow, really impressed with Tempting down here. And then finally we have Talk Derby to Me, Delectable, and Charmed, I'm sure. The next thing I want to talk about is the Sweet Peach Glow Kit. This is quite cute. This comes with a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. I don't really wear bronzer, so that's not really for me. The blush is quite pretty, but in truth on me, it goes very, very warm. I have a cooler complexion. I have very cool toned hair, so that could be part of it. I think if you have a more warm complexion, this would be amazing on you. The highlight in this is awesome. It is so awesome. It's such a beautiful, like, peachy rose gold glow to it. It has such a beautiful fire to it. So I definitely like the highlight and kind of wish that you could just buy the highlight on its own. I will probably give this to a friend who has a warmer complexion than me. I did give away the Papa Don't Peach blush already because that same friend, I felt like it would suit her. So when she was over here the other day, I was like, just take it home with you. And then the final thing from the collection are the lip glosses, and this is called the Sweet Peach Creamy Peach Oil Lip Gloss, and I have very conflicted feelings about these. There's a lot that I like about them. They are not sticky at all, and I really like non-sticky lip gloss. They have a beautiful, smooth, like creamy, I mean, it's really built into the name. They have a creamy look to them, so they are not like your super high gloss, super sheen glosses. They're very easy to wear. They wear down very nicely. They are quite hydrating because of that peach oil that's in the formula, so for all of those reasons I do like them. What I don't like about them is because they're creamy, they settle into lip lines. Some colors worse than others. I find that the really nude, really light colors tend to settle into lip lines more. And then the other thing is the scent is extremely, extremely strong with these. Like, I like the smell, and I still kind of think that it's too much. So if you, in any way, shape, or form, don't like the smell of these, just pass. You can go sniff them at Sephora or Ulta or wherever, and you'll know whether or not you like it. Even for someone like myself who likes it, I find myself equally repulsed and attracted to it. At the same time, I'm like, oh, I want to smell it again. Oh, no, it's too much. Oh, but I like it, though. It's a weird situation. All right, so Peach Fuzz, Peach Sickle, Papa Don't Peach, Pure Peach, Peach Please, Peach Tease, Poppin' Peach, and Tickle Me Peach. The lip glosses, if this was me purchasing it, I probably would have passed on them because they're too fragranced for me. I just really like lip products that don't have a really strong smell. I like a little bit of smell, but that's just way too strong. Way too strong in my opinion. It's very orange on me, so it's just not flattering. So There you go. But I do like the palette. I do definitely like the palette. I think this is really cool. I like the color combination. I like the smell of it even. And I think even though they are super silky and you have to like be careful not to overblend them, it also makes it really fast to get your makeup on. You don't have to sit there and like, you know, like it's such like a double-edged sword. Like I want eyeshadows that have a good amount of grip, but I also don't want to sit there and like have to try to blend them out for 16 hours. You know what I mean? So I like this. There you go. And without any further ado, let me go ahead and show you guys the tutorial for how I did this look. So I prepped my brows with the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Brow. This is a really great, like, neutrally kind of taupe color. It has the spoolie on one end, the brow product on another, and then actually if you open it up midway, it has a little screw-off bit that has a little highlighter in it, which is kind of cool. For my base today, I used MAC's Painterly Paint Pot. Today I'm going to go in hard. I normally sort of base shadows out, but because these are a bit on the silkier side, I'm going to start out with this one right here. This is Delectable. Using a Royal and Langnickel pencil blender, I'm just going to put that right into my crease, like that. And I like this brush because it's really great at depositing color and also blending it out with just one brush. And you'll notice I'm keeping my eye open as I place this down. It's really helpful for me to see sort of like where things will lay once my eye is, you know, open, as opposed to just like doing it like this and then you have no idea what you're really doing. Longtime viewers of my channel know that I at one point took this brush away from myself, and it's because I overused it. I used it too much. I didn't end up using some of my other favorite brushes, and so I had to sort of take it away. The next color I'm going to pick up is Candied Peach, right here. And I'm using a Smith 230 brush. And I'm going to, I sort of picked it up on one end of the brush, even though it's a round brush. I still kind of picked it up that way, and then I'm going to flip it up. That way we're not interrupting the other color as much as, you know, possible. And then we're going to place that right on top of where we placed the other purple shade. And then just sort of blend the two together without any, like, major care. I just wanted to get the initial lay down, like, concentrated out here. Take a little bit more Candied Peach right here in the inner corner. Added a little extra Delectable just to make it a bit more intense. And then I'm going to take a brand new clean fluffy blending brush to blend between the two of them so I'm not depositing extra color from one or the other. Do a combination of like these little swirly motions, then the side to side. So there's a lot of really beautiful shimmery eyeshadows in here that you could use on the lid. My dog is licking me. Do you see this? He's like, oh, I miss you. 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 Also, your earrings taste good. Puppy, can I work now? Are you over it? I'm going to go ahead and go in with Luscious, which is definitely one of the least peachy shades from the palette, but it's just such a beautiful metallic, and oh my god. Seriously. Rock up. I mean, bam. That is shimmery as hell. I'm just going to take that all over the middle part of the lid and actually just transferred a bit into my crease. So I'll just sort of use the crease brush from earlier to sort of hype that back up. I have a play ball in my back. The inner corner here I want to get a little bit peachier, so I'm going to take just Peachy from the palette. Place that right there, and I'll actually make Luscious look a little bit peachier as well. In the outer corner, I'm going to take Summer Yum and just use that to add a little matte depth to the eye. And then I'll take a little bit of Talk Derby to Me, the very outermost part of the lid. Run that a bit along the lash line. Flick it in, and then bring this little guy back and blend everything together. Adding back in a little bit of Candied Peach and a little bit of Delectable. And then bring back my trusty blender from earlier. White peach is a bit frosty for me for a brow highlight, so I'm going to mix it in with peaches and cream. So I'm going to go in first with white peach and then peaches and cream. Both are really pigmented, so you just need like a swipe. I'm not going to do much on this, like the peak where it almost touches the brow. I'm just going to put some here so it's not all over the whole area. And then I'll take a large blending brush and do just that. I apologize, guys. I just kind of kept on going with my makeup off camera. And anyway, all I did was apply a thin strip of black liner with my Milani Stay Put Matte Liner. And I'm tightlining my waterline. Okay, so before I apply my face powder, I'm going to do my blush, and I will use the Sweet Peach Glow palette today. I've already done all my other face stuff, which I'm doing off camera because this is about doing a demo for these products. So I'm taking a blush brush, and this is definitely scented too, and I'm going to sweep that all over the apples of my cheeks. It's quite a pretty blush color. Just sweep it on. For me, this is veering just a little bit too warm for my current hair color, so I'm going to pick up a blush from my Becca palette. This is called Wisteria, and it's a nice cool toned blush. I'll take the other side of the blush brush to pick that up. And I know, like, at this point, it's like, hi blush. Wow. And then I will take my powder brush, my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush, and I will go over the whole cheek. See how that tones it all down. Finish up with this, I'll go ahead and take the beautiful Rose Gold Peachy highlight and put that on my cheeks. To complete the eye look, I'm taking a NYX Slide On Glide On eyeliner in Jewel. I'll just place that all over the lower lash line and then use this smudger brush to blend it out. Next, from the palette, I'm going to go ahead and pick up Peach Pit on that same little smudgy brush and use that. I'm going to tap off the extra. Use that right underneath my lash line. I'm just going to pick up a little extra and just add it right there at that inner corner because my eye tends to sort of dip down there. To that smooth, I'll just pick up a random eyeshadow brush just to smooth that over. I don't like what I put in my inner rim earlier, which is why you didn't see it as part of the tutorial. So I'm just going to take a Q-tip and try to remove as much of it as I can. Which is an awesome feeling, just so you know. I'm going to use the Slimline, or I think it's called Skinny Mascara from Wet n Wild, and unfortunately this is a bit of a dry mascara that takes some work, so I'm gonna have to dip into my mirror and get a little bit out of frame to finish it up. I just want to show you guys it is quite small. And on my inner rim, I'm gonna take a Pixie liner because this one works a bit better for me on my inner rim. You know, I was gonna apply false lashes, but I really don't think that this look requires it. In fact, I think it looks kind of sexy without the false lashes. So I'm just going to go ahead and give my lashes a quick squeeze with my eyelash torture device. And I'm going to do a second squeeze today. So I'm going to use my favorite mascara at the moment for my upper lashes. This is the Clinique Flutter to Full. I'm going to use this all over my lashes. And again, I'm probably going to have to dip out of frame to finish this up because I need to get like right up in the mirror to see what I'm doing. Now it's time to really polish this up. I've done some of this already on this side. You can see what a difference it makes. It just makes it look a little smoother and cleaner. A little bit of white peach. Okay, so there are a lot of glosses in this collection, so I'm just gonna kind of randomly pick one. I picked the most pinky colored of them all. This particular shade is called Peach Please. It's very pink. Not sure if I like it with this. Don't like this at all. Nope, nope. Nope. Thing I do really like about these though is that they do remove quite easy because they're not particularly sticky. And they are flavored so, and you have to lick your lips to get the rest of it off. It's not a horrible experience. So, kind of put my hair up. It was not cooperating with me today, so when I curl it and it doesn't quite cooperate, I just kind of put it up like this. But anyway, my final conclusion about this palette is that, I mean, let's be honest, it is gimmicky. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. It's a scented palette. It's peach themed. Does that gimmick make it bad, though, is really the question. And in my opinion, no, because I really enjoy those things. I like the colors represented here. I really think that what's cool about this palette is that there are neutrals, so you can do a non-peach look, but it's all definitely in the warm category. There's only like really one shadow that's not overtly warm, and even then, I mean, it's still pretty much warm. If you really like silky, smooth, blendable shadows, you will love this, but they do have a tendency to go muddy, so you want to be very careful with your application. You also want to use an eyeshadow base that works well with that. Like if you have an eyeshadow base that's too silky, it won't work very well. I use Max Painterly Paint Pot. You don't want to set the overall lid with a base shadow. You just want to go straight in with eyeshadow. And I showed you guys in the application where I actually went in first with the darkest crease color, whereas I normally go in with my lightest crease color to kind of map it out and to add as like a blender color to kind of aid the blending of the darker shade. And today I just went full Monty and went in straight with the darkest crease color. Now, this is me we're talking about, and I would prefer a brighter purple in this palette. It's one thing I really think that this is missing. You have these two purples, which they are a bit different. This is definitely a darker, almost black type color, but I feel like because you have this other black, you could have done like a really bright, bold purple, and then not done this one here, and kept this medium purple. I think that that's a good purple. But it, you know, just for my own satisfaction, what I would do, and I've already taken photos of this look, so don't worry about it. What I would do is take ColourPop Poison Plum, make it a plum peach situation. So I'm going to take the same brush I used for the crease colors earlier and just rock that in the socket line. And this is just much more to my taste. Then again, almost every time I use purple, get rid of any fallout. But to be fair, almost every time I use purple eyeshadow, I tend to bring this to the party and kind of make it a little bit bolder, because this is the best purple eyeshadow on the planet. Just so you know. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your opinions are about this palette and the whole collection and all that nice neat stuff. And I will see you guys in my next video. Remember to vintage or tacky. Just be your own kind of beautiful. See you. Bye.